Coding. Okay, done. Didn't, didn't, did. Provincial we did do until we did not until 25. We did? I jumped and did. Wait, this is 2016 paper. Oh shoot, I am an idiot, man. I wanted to share the provincial paper. Where is it? I opened the provincial paper now. Oh shoot, I have opened the provincial paper on the different tab. See, I opened the provincial paper. See, I have opened it, but like a idiotic human being, I have opened it in a different tab. Like literally, man. What the hell? I was wondering what the hell are you jabbering? I did not get what you were saying. Like here, show you. I'm like a number one nutcase. See, I have opened it in this tab. You can see this. I have multiple tabs open, like multiple windows open. In this window, you can see how many tabs are there. So not to confuse you all, I removed it from this window and I kept it as a separate window. Anyways, that's fine. Let's do the 2016 paper. Sorry, my bad. This is what happens if you keep a lot. Fair enough. Yes. Sad life. Anyways, Patangamu. This is my PDF. It has been, I think, almost several days since my laptop switched off and switched on. Okay, perfect. I think everything is okay. Everything is fine. The problem is that you have too many windows open. Yeah, and each window has too many tabs open. That's the worst part. Shall I show a sneak peek? I have very bad habit, man. I can't keep secrets for myself. Anyways, let's start. Yeah, let's wait and see, okay, because I have not off the computer for the last few days. Dun, dun, dun. Not the final one. There is like small edits that is done, but if you all want, I can show it. It looks like no one wants. Okay, then you can see it at 7 o'clock itself. The suspense is getting. Dun, 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 dun. It has show you. Dun, 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 dun. Da. Didn't you explain the Western Province paper? I actually wanted to show the Western Province paper, but by mistake, um, what happens is the recording is in the group or also in the website. Right? Yeah, it's Hamlet's there. So by mistake, I shared the 2016 oral paper, then sharing the provincial paper. My brain was not braining because I did not notice the PDF was wrong. Anyways, I'm sharing. This is unofficial. This is not the final version, but just for fun, I'll share it too.
Ready? Time to meet.
So yeah, that is the final version. It will be released soon at 7 p.m. basically. Yeah, so just check the channel at 7 p.m. We have the official release. The You look young in that video because that is basically when I started teaching. When was the registration closed? Um, it's like this unofficial. There is around 50 tickets that is already sold. So what do you call? Because already 50 tickets are sold. Balance there's only few more. I mean, my most of my physical seminar go up to 300 max. So there's like already 50 sold means there's 250 seats balance unofficially sold. So what do you call as after the seats are done, then physical close. When we see sir walking by, we will hear that BGM. Even he's buying food in the supermarket. No, tickets are not officially out. It's unofficially, if you all know how to this one. Unofficially, if you all go in the Kirkis way, you would have got the tickets. But again, that ticket, if you all even got, some of you all must have got the ticket unofficially. But if you all got the ticket unofficially, then from the ticket number you got, reduce 100. So the ticket number you have is 100 plus. I mean, like, if you have the ticket number, if you got the ticket number already as 411, that means your correct ticket number is 311. Sorry, 200. So you have to reduce 200. No. Yeah, you have to reduce 200. So it should be 200. So that's why I have not released the ticket count. Yes. Tomorrow only officially will release. So just ignore whatever is there on the website. The video is going to stay in my head forever. Okay, let's start now. No, if you all did bank transfer, you wouldn't have got the ticket yet because I have not still approved any of the invoices. I'm even residences, seminar tickets, you all would have those with bank transfer have not yet. That's fine, Zara. Zara, if you want, you can join both as well. Like you can come physical, and if you miss, if you want, you can switch it online. There's no issues. Okay, let's start. Can you get the tomorrow at MAK? Yes, you can get it MAK tomorrow, not today. What generally? Put that here. Put that here. Okay, let's start. Yes, possible. Just drop me WhatsApp message. That's why I said officially I have not released it yet. So from tomorrow you'll be able to get it. One of mine. Okay, let's start. Yeah, Imad, I have not checked any of them yet, Imad. I'll check it soon. Okay, let's start. I think the provincial papers previous question we did early, or else I have done this with a different batch. I think it's with y'all, but we have done it long time back, not recently. But anyways, let's start from the question number 15. So these are 2016 oral paper, and y'all don't have this tute. I hope y'all have just done it separately. The question says Nimal is writing a computer program to create a graph to show the number of dengue cases over the last 5 years. Input, process, and output related to the program are given below, and but not in the correct order. Which of them shows input, which of them shows process, and which of them shows output? Right. Let's check the answer. The first one they have said, show the graph for the total number of dengue cases for the last 5 years. So when they say show represents what? An input, process, or an output? Correct. When you say show the graph, that's representing an output. And when you take the number of dengue cases for each year, is that representing an input, process, or output? Correct. Because you're going to create a graph, okay? And for you to draw the graph, right? For you to draw the graph, you should know every year how much of dengue cases was there. So if you know every year how much of dengue cases was there, then you can draw the graph like this, right? So that every year's dengue case, that's going to be an input. And the current year, is that an input, process, or output? Yes. Now they are saying you are going to find the number of dengue cases for the last 5 years. So if you take 2025, from 2025 last 5 years is different, and from 2026 last 5 years is different. Okay. So if you are what we are going to do is from the year we enter we want to see the last 5 years dengue cases. Okay. So in that case, what's going to happen is the current year is going to be input. So if you input as 2026 as the current year, then your last 5 years are going to be 25, 24, 23, 22, and 21. So that's the pattern. 5 year. Take current year as an input. Then calculate the number of dengue cases for the last 5 years. That calculation is a correct. Always when it's talking about like a verb of like calculations kind of scenario, it's representing a process. So that's going to be a process. Okay. Then if you did bank transfer of 7, we are not in the 80% seats sold. You are in the 80%. You are in. Zuleha, you are in. So the answer is going to be input is B and C. Process is D. Output is A. So if you got the answer number 2, mark it correct. Put 1 mark there. Do you have any questions? Drop in the chat. Huh? If you're wondering these questions regarding which lesson, your grade 10's first lesson, basics, data and information. Sorry, systems. Information system killer. Next, the testing phase of the system development lifecycle includes the following activities. What is the correct order of the above activities? Okay, so normally we're not testing an application. In SDLC, the first phase is identifying requirement. Second phase is designing the solution. Third phase is coding the solution. And we have the fourth phase as testing and deployment. Sorry, testing and debugging. The fourth phase is testing and debugging. So in this testing and debugging phase, what happens is debugging means you're fixing the problems you come across when you're testing. Okay. So in testing and debugging, what happens is you have 4 types of testings. It's something like this. Okay. So now imagine you're going to make this one. You're going to make biryani. Okay. So let's say you're going to get set with your friends and you're going to make biryani. You're going to make a chicken biryani. So what you have done is you have asked, you and your friends are what do you called going to cook the food. And what you will have done is to make the biryani, you will have the rice you have to make. You have to make the chicken. And then you have to make the, let's say, salad. Okay. So normally, there are different styles of making the biryani. Some people, what they do is they make the rice and chicken both together. But some people are there, they might cook the rice separately. They might cook the chicken separately. And then they might put both together and do a mixing. Right. So what we are going to do is we have 3 people here. One fellow does not know to make one fellow is not very experienced. So we are saying this fellow, okay, you make the salad. And the what you call experienced one fellow is going to make the rice. The next experienced person is going to make the chicken curry. Okay, so these are 3 people who are going to make the curry, right? So what's going to happen here is the 2016 oral paper. I didn't give you all this printer. Anyway, so what happens here is the person, I'm going to call this person A, person B, and person C. Okay, so what's going to happen here is the person A, he's going to make the rice, and once he's done making the rice, he's going to taste and see. So wait, now I told you they're going to make the rice and chicken, and then they're going to mix it together, right? Tell me, before they mix it together, is it compulsory for the person A to check his rice proper? Oh, person A is making the rice, person B is making the chicken, right? Should they go and check? Should person A check the rice and person B check the chicken? Should they do that respectively before mixing it? Like, is the taste all proper? Yes. So what will person A do is person A is going to make the rice. Once they make the rice, they're going to test and they're going to see is the rice tasting properly. Person B is going to taste make the chicken and see is the chicken tasting properly. Then they're going to put both of them together and they're going to mix and they're going to make the proper rice, right? So what has happened is first of all, you're checking the rice and chicken separately, right? That's what we call as unit testing. Okay, we're going to go and check one small stuff separately. And then we have something called integration testing. What do you mean integrating? Integration means putting things together, right? So integration testing, what happens? You put both in units. That is, rice is 1 unit, chicken is another unit. Okay. You put both of them together and see, okay, together are they what you call tasting proper? Okay, that is integration testing. Then we have finally system testing. So system testing is you're finally going to eat the lunch. Okay, you're taking the rice, you're taking the biryani, you're having the salad. If you have multiple other curries, you're going to have everything. You're going to serve everything on a plate and you're going to eat the full meal. So you're going to here you're going to taste the whole meal. Okay, the full meal you're going to taste and see is it tasting properly. Now, normally when you make like this for you have your friends set, sometimes you might notice if you have got cooked with your friends set, sometimes not everyone will be a part of what you call the cooking procedure. Sometimes there'll be 3-4 fellows who might be the part of cooking procedure. And now what happens is, let's forget about friends. Let's take about your house, will you? In your house, mostly in majority of the people's house, who is the person who cooks? Exactly. In majority of the people's house, it's a mother who cooked. So let's say, for example, let's say person A is going to be your mother. And let's say, for example, person B is going to be your grandmother. And let's say person C is going to be who? Who is that person in your house who does not know to cook much? Anna, correct. You correctly all guessed it. Exactly. Let's take that fellow as a sister. Yep. So let's say that's a sister. Okay. So what happens is sister or brother, anyone, right? So what happens is let's say three of them have cooked. Now at the end of the day, these three people they will cook the food and halas, game over. And they will serve these foods for some people to eat and they will start giving comments and Korea and all those stuff. They're like, what man, this is not there, that is not there. No salt, no sugar, no this, no that killer. So that is basically we call that as acceptance testing. At the end of the day, we are cooking for some people. I mean, we're also going to eat sometimes, but apart from that, let's say we're going to cook this and we're going to give it for your family members. So you might give for all the family members to eat and see. And while they're eating, they might give their comments. They'll be like, okay, this is there, that is there. So that's what acceptance testing. You're giving your the person who you're making the food for. Okay, now these three are making the food. They're making the food and they're going to give someone. No, so probably let's say your father, your brother, example. So they are going to do the acceptance testing. They're going to do the acceptance testing and see, okay, is the food proper? So simply, that's what these testings are. Tell me, did you get the idea of these testings, all of you? What is unit integration system acceptance? Okay, so always keep in mind, unit integration system, these are all done within the kitchen. Huh? Acceptance is done out of the kitchen. So in terms of technical part, these all are done within the software development company, but this is done by your end user, the person who is going to use the application. So in terms of the order, first is unit testing, which is D. So D, 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 D. So answer is DBCA. Unit, then integration, then system, then acceptance. If you got the answer number 4, mark it correct, put 1 mark there. I thought you were going to say great grandmother instead of sister. Wow, no man. Why should we take, what do you call, why should we label that person as that person doesn't know to make? I said in the beginning of my story that this person does not know to make much food. So, what is this do? She made the salad simply. You're going up from age. No, I was like taking what is more, like time consuming or like that kind of idea. Fair game. Anyways, next question. If you landed doubts, drop in the chat, huh? You put all the women in the kitchen. I just took a general household experience. I mean, a household example. It can vary from scenario to scenario. Let's take some. There is a suggestion to introduce a new online system to replace the current manual system. Okay, fine. Consider the following statements. The above systems, which of the above statements are valid. So currently they're using what type of system? They said currently they're using a manual system. And you are giving a suggestion to use a what do you call online system. So when you say online system, tell me online system means it is manual or is it computer based? When they use the word online system. Yes, Hamna. Perfect. When they say online system, they're referring to computer based system. Exactly. Okay, they're referring to computer based system. What are you doing? Okay, which of the following statements are valid? The proposed system will improve the efficiency of the rescrutiny process. Rescrutiny means recorrection. Huh? This means recorrection. So they're asking which one will improve the efficiency of the recorrection process. So they're saying the new system will improve the efficiency. So new system is computer based, right? So tell me, will computer based system improve the efficiency? Focus on the question, man. Now we are introducing a computer-based system. So will that improve efficiency? Efficiency is representing the time taken to do certain tasks. Huh? That's what efficiency means. The time and energy. Correct. That's correct. The proposed system will improve the accuracy of the outcome. That's also correct. You can what do you call get better accurate results. The proposed system will have a negative impact. Negative impact on the candidates who do not have access to the internet. So for the people who don't have internet access, will they have a problem they're going to face? Yes. Okay. Because for you to access now they have said an online system. So online system means a system that requires what type of connection? Perfect. When they say what do you call online system, they're talking about a system that needs an internet connection. Correct. So when you say what do you call those who don't have internet connection will be a problem for them? Yes, it's going to be a problem for them. So that's also a true statement. Answer is fourth one, all A, B, and C. If you got it correct, mark it correct, put 1 mark there. If you have any questions, drop in the chat. Next. Which of the following shows correct file format for image files only? Okay, docx. Docx is a file format used for Microsoft Word files. So you all learn this in the grade 10 lesson number 6. MP3 is a music file format and PNG is picture fine. RAW is picture, JPG is picture, BMP is picture, BN. Okay, MP3 is music. What is PPTX used for? What paper is this? 2026, 2016 older paper. Correct. PPTX is used for PowerPoint files. Exactly. Okay. So keep in mind, in terms of songs, the file formats we have for songs are we have something called .mp3, .AAC, .wav, then even we have mp2, and yeah, these are some songs file formats. So in terms of video, the file formats we have are .mxv, mkv, mp4, mov. Um, yeah, these are some famous file formats for video. So in terms of photos, even M4A is correct. Yes, M4A. Okay, so in terms of photos, we have PNG, JPG. JPG and JPEG both are same. It's just two versions. And then we have something called as RAW. We have something called, let's say, BMP. We have something called as there are more, but these are like famous file formats. So I'll just keep this. Huh? So just have a rough idea of this. They can play around with the MCQs. Huh? So you can see answer number 1, 2, and 4. They have mentioned different types of files as well. Okay. So apart from this, they can ask you all the file format for Word, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint, and Microsoft Access. Then they can ask the file format for mainly these. Huh? So Word, keep in mind, it's doc or as docx. PowerPoint's PPTX. Sorry, PowerPoint's PPTX. What is the file format for Excel? Correct. Excel is XLSX. What is the file format for Microsoft Access files? Any idea? There's a dot in front and everything. Huh? Correct. Access is AC. Then DB stands for database. So it's ACC DB. Huh? Just keep this idea roughly. So yeah, the answer for the question number 18 is going to be the third one. So we got the third one. Mark it correct. Put 1 mark there. Next. Consider the following HTML code and the output for the HTML code above. So we have the DT and DD and DL tag. So DL stands for description list or as definition list. Okay, definition list, some people call this. Some people call this description list. Both are correct. Okay, and then this stands for definition title. DT stands for definition title or description title, and DD stands for definition data or description data. So normally, if you take description list, the only formatting you will notice is you will notice an indentation in the description data. So title will be in the left line, but when you compare the title and the description data will have a small alignment. So therefore, the answer is going to be the first one. And if you take the remaining answers, look at the answer number 2 and tell me in the answer number 2, what type of list have you used here? Ordered list or unordered list? OL or UL? Correct. This is called the ordered list. And what about the question number 4? Ordered list or unordered list? That's also an ordered list. And what about the question number 3? Is it an ordered list or unordered list? Perfect. That's called an unordered list. So how you differentiate ordered and unordered is you take the labels. If the labels can be rearranged in ascending order or descending order, it's an ordered list. Okay. See, ascending order, descending order. It can be ordered. But if the labels can't be arranged in ascending or descending order, it's unordered list. If you don't have labels, description list. That's how you differentiate the three of them. Okay. No labels, description list. Have labels can be sorted, ordered, cannot be sorted, unordered. Next, consider the following softwares. Which of the following softwares can be used to create an HTML document? So can we use a simple text editor? Yes, simple text editor means like for example, Notepad is a text editor. So in your computers, if you'll have, there's an application called Notepad. Using that only majority of the people, when they're learning for the first time, they create websites. Then word processing softwares. Actually using word processing softwares like Microsoft Word, you can create websites. Then web authoring softwares, again possible. So there are two types of softwares we can use to create applications without coding. One is called web authoring softwares. Other one is called the CMS, content management systems. Okay. So the main difference is using web authoring softwares, you can create only static websites. But using CMS, you can create dynamic websites. Anyways, using all three of them, you can create websites. So answer the fourth one, all BNC, all ABC. If you got it correct, mark it correct. Put 1 mark each and tell me out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 marks, how many marks you got? And those who have any questions, drop your questions in the chat. Good. Okay. Do you want me to continue the oral paper, which is these questions? Or last week we started the provincial paper, which is this. We take it out. Ta-dun, 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 ta-dun. Or do you want me to go for the provincial paper? Oral or provincial? Okay, let's go for the provincial paper. So last week we stopped with the question number 25. We're going to continue from there. There is okay, there is 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 questions here. I'll give you all around 5 minutes to this question. It's an easy question. There's nothing hard in it. What is statistics software? What do you mean? I check the marking scheme of the 26 paper. 17th question, they are marked 2 as answer. 17th question. What is 17th question? A and C only. The proposed system will improve the accuracy of the outcome. Wait, what is the purpose of this system? To apply for recorrection of results. Wait, this is only applying process, no? In applying process, there is no accuracy. This is the accuracy. If it's obtaining the recorrection results, then there is accuracy in obtaining the recorrection results. But when applying recorrection results, is the accuracy anywhere? Yeah, that's a fair reason. Sorry, my bad. I just took the part of comparing computer-based system with online system. I did not see the plot. Or if I'll correct your answer, because in this situation, they're not just talking about in general any computer-based system. Okay, they're talking about for applying for recorrection results. No, So when you're applying for e-correction results, there is no accuracy difference. Whether you're filling a whether you're filling a document and like a full paper and submitting, or whether you're filling a form in a website and submitting, the form in a website and a form in a paper, at the end of the day, the details is going to contain the same. So the applying for e-correction of results, there is no accuracy because we're not obtaining any information. Only when you're obtaining information, there could be difference in accuracy. So yeah, that's a fair point. My bad. Change the answer to A and C only. Okay, do this change and now tell me out of 6 marks how many marks I got. Thank you for correcting me, Devendra. After that correction, what's the marks of here? So again, just like how I made the mistake, even there are chances where you can make the mistakes as well. So when you're doing the paper, without just focusing on the main content, just try to connect that content to the plot. So that's what I missed here. I was not focusing on what is the system about. I just compared the manual system and computer based system. But yeah, sometimes try to connect the situation to the plot because based on that your answer can change. Because this is applying no. Even though I told you I also got it wrong. Did you discuss 21 and 22? So did you discuss 21 and 22? You didn't discuss 21 and 22. I have discussed 2016 paper. I will come there later. I actually asked her to do all the questions in this page. I'll come to that later. Okay, you'll have another 2 more minutes remaining. Quickly do this, all of y'all. I'm going to put all of your hands down now. So if you're done, raise your hand, Zoma. You'll have 2 more minutes remaining. Quick. Give 5 minutes now. Only showed. Okay, fair enough. Those are done. Raise your hands, Zoma. Those who done, raise your hands. Is the question so hard? Because I can see the one hand up. Taking time. Understandable. What is iteration? Iteration means repetition. Always forget to raise the hand. Don't go and raise it at your house now. Raise it here. You can see the reaction on the screen. No, I have hold everything and kept it. I have organized my setup in such that I can see the chat. That's why when I'm speaking, I speak like this because the chat is here. The participant list is there. Zoom controls is there. So my screen is organized. Is it showing fair as if my mouse is moving here and there? Okay, just ignore it. I don't something behind the screen. I'm doing something front of the screen. But I've hidden it from you so you can't see it. Well, another 1 more minute. Quickly do it, all of you. Illegal stuffs? No, no, legal, legal. Coding. Yes, coding. I guessed it correct. Okay, your time is up. Please check your answers. Didn't you dash dash dash? No, sir. I just saw reels on that. Actually, one reel. Hacking NASA. No, no. Why? No time. Okay, let's start. Did you go? Okay, let's start. To create a password validation system with the following requirements. User has unlimited attempts to enter the correct password. Oh. The system must check each attempt immediately. The loop continues until the system must check each attempt immediately. The user has unlimited attempts to enter. Okay. System must check each attempt immediately. Okay. Loop continues until the correct part is entered. Okay. After success login, this. Okay. For loop structure, what would be the repeat loop? Don't tell lies, sir. I'll explain why you need repeat until loop. Okay. Now, if you notice here, there is something that has to be repeated. I'll label this as A, B, C. Ah, no, because this is mixed. Tell me, what is that thing that has to be repeated here? Is it noisy then also? Correct. What is the thing that has to be repeated here? Asking for the password. And this will be repeated. Okay, you will decide whether to repeat this or not. Okay, you will decide whether to repeat this or not initially. Oh, wait. Tell me before repeating. For the first time, you will follow this instruction. The instruction that has to be repeated. You will follow that instruction for the first time before checking a condition or after checking a condition. You will follow this instruction before you check a condition, or you follow this condition after the checking the condition. Like you have to check something and then follow. Check, and then you have to ask the password. Or else you have to ask the password and then check. You have to check before or check after. The check should be where? Correct. The checking the condition should be asked after. Okay. So based on that, the instruction that has to be repeated should be followed, should be executed first. After the instruction is followed, should be executed, then only you go and check for the condition. So we learned two types of loop. One is while loop and one is repeat until loop. In which one does this happen? That is, you check the condition after you follow the instruction. In which one? Like you check the condition at last. You check the condition at last. Is it while loop or repeat until loop? Out of these two loop, in which loop do you check the condition at last? Correct. In while loop, you all know the structure. It goes like this. While condition do blah 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 and while. So you will basically repeat these instructions. The instructions we have in a while loop. You will only follow these instructions if the condition is what? World Trade Center. You follow the instructions inside the while loop only if the condition is perfect. Only if this condition is like a question. Only if the condition is true, you're going to follow the instructions inside. But on the other hand side, when you take the repeat until loop, it goes like this. Repeat instruction, 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 instruction until condition. So in repeat until loop, you have the condition being checked at last. So these are the instructions and the condition. So condition is checked at last. So in this situation, what happens is you're going to ask the password first. After you ask the password, only you're going to check is the password correct or wrong. And if the password is correct or wrong, then only you what you call decide whether to repeat or not. So because after the instruction is followed, then only you're going to check the condition. It's going to be a repeat until loop answer. In for loop and while loop, what do you called? Initially, the condition is being set. We can't use for loop here because for loop is normally they are based on like an iterative condition. Like for example, for loop is normally used when the number of times to be repeated is known. Number of times to be repeated is known beforehand. What I mean by beforehand is before you start the repetition, if you exactly know this number of times I should repeat, then you can use the for loop. But can we guarantee and tell this person will, I mean, in this situation, can we guarantee and tell how many times the person might enter wrong password? Like, is there like a fixed value that we have to ask the password 5 times, 3 times, 2 times? Is there an option like that? No. So because the number of times we have to repeat is unknown, this is wrong. Now, if you take while loop and repeat until loop, these two can be used. What do you call these two can be used when the number of repetitions are unknown. Okay, these two are used when number of repetitions are unknown. Number of times repeating is unknown. Okay, so when number of times unknown, you use either while or repeat. And out of while and repeat, you decide what to do, what to use, depending on the situation. If the condition has to be checked first, while loop. Condition first is while loop. If the condition has to be checked last, that's repeat until loop. This is how you decide the final answer. So here what happens is, here check the condition at last. The third point is giving the answer. Loop continues until the correct path is entered. Exactly. Third one they have also mentioned here. So until the correct path is entered, you have to do it. So here they're saying nested for loop. Nested for loop means inside one for loop, you have another for loop. If for loop is wrong, nested for loop is anyways wrong. Okay. So the out of the box anyways. So answer here is the third one. If you're wondering, is it only a repeat? Okay, another question for you all. To create the whole program in terms of control structures, are we going to use only repetition control structure here? What do you think? Is it only repetition control structure we need? Like only the repeat and the loop is enough? Actually, within the repeat and the loop, you need something inside, another control structure. What control structure? No, you need a selection control structure. Because the selection control structure is only going to tell is the password true or false. After the class, I'll show you how the program would be. I'll create this whole program and show you after the class because it's not relevant now. So after I finish discussing these questions, at last I will show you how the real program would be. But leaving that thing aside, anyone having any other questions here? If you have any questions, drop in the chat. Wait, give me a moment. Okay, question number 27. Consider the following code segment. If temperature is less than 15 degrees Celsius, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Which the following statement is true? If temperature is less than 15 Celsius, then recommend this heavy coat and umbrella. Let's see. If temperature is less than Celsius, no. If temperature is less than 15 Celsius, do we directly recommend as heavy coat umbrella? As per this program, if the temperature is less than 15 degrees Celsius, do we directly tell, okay, go and use the heavy coat and umbrella? No. Before we recommend a heavy coat and umbrella, we're going to check something. We're going to check if it is correct. We're going to check if it is raining. So this answer is wrong. Second one. If raining, then recommend heavy coat and umbrella. Just because it's raining, directly do we recommend heavy coat and umbrella? As per this program. I'm not going to go through the full program, but looking at this program, just because it's raining, do we directly recommend what you called the coat and umbrella? No. Before you recommend whether you have to use a coat or umbrella, there's one thing we have to check. What are we going to check? Is it? What are the parameter we're going to check? The correct. The parameter we're going to check is temperature. So you can see, depending on the temperature, what should be done if it's raining is changing. See, here also we have what to do if it's raining. Here also we have what to do if it's raining. But before we check if it's raining or not, we'll first of all check the temperature. So therefore, that's wrong. Third, if temperature is less than 15, temperature is less than 15 means we are in the top box. We are here. Because temperature less than 15 is the condition. So here comes if the condition is true. Okay. So if temperature is less than 15 and raining, if raining, so and raining means we are supposed to follow this. And raining, then recommend heavy coat and umbrella. Is that statement correct? So if the temperature is less than 15, yes, it's true. That's why you're going to follow the top instructions. Yes, so that statement is correct. The last one. If temperature less than 15 degrees Celsius or raining, no. Are we saying, no, if you come for the raining part, okay, for you to come and check this part of raining and then recommend heavy coat and umbrella. Okay, for you check if it's raining and recommend heavy coat and umbrella. Is it compulsory for the temperature to be 15 degrees Celsius or is it optional? Compulsory means only if the condition is true. Optional means whether the condition is true or false, there is no difference we are going to make. Is it compulsory or is it optional? Exactly, it's compulsory. So when you have the word compulsory, compulsory means we use the word called and. We need this also, both. We need the temperature has to be 15 as well as it has to be raining. Only if both these conditions are true, we'll come to this point. So therefore that statement is also wrong. So in this question, the answer is going to be the third one. If you got the third one correct, mark it correct, put 1 mark there. Next. If you have any questions, drop in the chat. Question 28 and 29 are based on the following Pascal code. Okay. What would be the output? What type of program we have? Okay, we have a repetition structure. What are the variables we have? We have a variable called x. Apart from that, we have a variable called product. Apart from that, it's right. We have the output. So when the program is running, initially the value of x was, so the program is basically from begin to end. The begin with here and begin end here. Product is equal to 1. Okay, done. X equals 2. Okay, done. What I'm doing is I'm recording the values in a table format. While x is less than or equal to 6, is 2 less than or equal to 6? Yes. So I'm going to follow the instructions here. If x mod 2 equals 0, so mod means divide and take the remainder. So x mod 2 means x is how much? X is 2. So 2 divided by 2. 2 times 1 is 2. 0 remains. So normally if you want to take the top value, you use a div operator. If you want to take the bottom value, you use a mod operator. So here x mod 2 is equal to, is it equal to 0? Yes, it is equal to 0. Then product is equal to product into x. So that means p is equal to p into x, something like that. Currently p is 1. So 1 times x means 1 times 2, that is 2. The value of product is changed into 2. Next we have x equals x plus 1. So currently x is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. And then while loop is ending from here. See, begin and end. Because normally if you take Pascal, in Pascal we don't have while and end while. Okay, in Pascal we don't have while and end while. So if you have one instruction to follow, you can mention like this: while x is less than or equal to 6, do write x. If it's just one instruction to what do you call you want to follow, you can write it like this. But in Pascal, if you want more than one instruction to follow, what we are to do is we should mention this part called begin and end with semicolon, not full stop. Keep in mind end with semicolon. So this whole thing is basically coming under the while loop. Okay. Now looking at this, tell me, after you reach the end while, what is the next? So after you reach the end with semicolon, what should I do next? Should I go for the write ln product, or should I go and check the condition A or B? Now after I reach the end with semicolon, should I again go and check the condition A or B, which is write ln product? Correct. Let's check the condition, because while loop, after you reach the end, you'll again go and check the condition. So you'll again go and check the condition. Is x less than or equal to 6? X is 3. Is 3 less than or equal to 6? Yes, true. So I'm going to follow the local hierarchy instruction. If x mod 2 equals 0, 3 divided by 2. 2 times 1 is 2, 1 remain. Now tell me, now if I go and check if x mod 2 equals 0, will this condition give me true or false based on the current value of x? Yes, currently x is 3. So 3 mod 2 is giving me how much? It's giving me 1. So therefore it's false. Have I mentioned what to do if this condition is false? No. See, there is no else part. Only true is there, false is not there. Okay. So if you are wondering what is the selection structure is only this portion. Huh? Okay, Amna. Only from here to here we have the selection structure. X equals x plus 1 is out of selection structure. So same thing like this only we have for selection structure as well. In Pascal, we don't have something called end if. So if you want to mention a statement, you can mention something x mod 2 equals 0. Then let's say write x. So if you have only one statement, you can write like this. But if there's more than one instruction to follow, here was the same thing. You'd use begin and end with semicolon. So here they are not used the begin and end, no. So therefore only one statement is there. Next, x equals x plus 1. So x is currently 3. X plus 1 means x is going to be now 4. So you again go and check the condition. Is 4 less than or equal to 6? Yes, that's true. So I'm going to follow the instruction. Then 4 mod 2. 4 divided by 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 0 remains. Is 4 mod 2 equal to 0? Yes. Then product is equal to product into x. Product is 4. Product is 2. X is 4. 2 times 4 is 8. Then we have x equals x plus 1. So x is going to be 5 now. You again go and check the condition 5 less than or equal to 6 true. If x mod 2 equals 0. So if you divide 5 by 2, 2 times 2 is 4, 1 remains. That's false. X equals x plus 1, it's 6. You go and check is 6 less than or equal to 6 true. If x mod 2 is equal to 0, yes, it's true. Then product equals product to x, 8, 16, 24, 48. X equals x plus 1, so x is 7. If you go and check is 7 less than or equal to 6, it's false. Then you while loop stops when this condition is false. Then right tail and product. Product is 48, so answer is going to be 48. Answer number 2. Anyone have any questions here? I did this question a bit fast because we have done several programming parts, but anyone having any questions here? Drop in the chat. I'm going to put all of your hands down. Those who got this question correct, raise your hand in Zoom. Good. Others, if you have any questions, drop in the chat. Which nested control structure is visible in the given Pascal code? So nested control structure means inside one control structure, another control structure. So if you look at this part, we have the while loop. That's basically a repetition control structure. Another name for repetition is iteration. Okay. So we have the repetition, or we call this iteration. And within the while loop, we have a condition, we have selection structure. Okay, that if statement is a selection structure. So we can say we have a selection inside a repetition or iteration. So that's basically iteration, selection inside iteration. Answer is answer number 2. If you got it correct, mark it correct, 1 mark there. How to improve in MCQs? Find the wrong answer. Like basically MCQ, if you notice here, when I'm doing MCQ, certain questions are the direct answers. Like for example, question number 28. In question number 28, did I tell you all why answer number 1 is wrong, why answer number 3 is wrong, why answer number 4 is wrong? Did I do that? In question number 28, did I tell you all why answer number 1, 3, and 4 is wrong? No. Because why? That's a direct answer. Because we have done the calculation and got the answer, right? But in question number 27, did I tell you why answer number 1 to 4 is wrong? Or why the remaining answers are wrong? Yes, because that's not a direct answer. That's not like we did not do a calculation and find the answer, something like that. Okay. Now in question number 29 also it's a direct answer. Why direct answer? I went through the program. In the program, I saw what are the control structures we have. What are the control structures we have? The pink color one is the red color, sorry, the pink color box is representing a repetition control structure. And the small, which I showed drew earlier, the light blue one had the selection. So that was direct. Yeah, the selection was there inside the repetition. So in certain questions like this, you can say the answer directly. But in majority of the questions, have the habit of figuring out what the wrong answer is. So if you know what is the wrong answer, find the correct answer easy. See, all the questions I did, I had a reason why all the remaining answers are wrong. I had the reason why remaining answers are wrong. That's how you improve your marks in MCQ. In MCQ, you don't focus on the correct answer, you focus on the wrong answer. So if you know exactly, okay, this answer is wrong, then you know definitely this answer is correct. So that's how you play the MCQ game. Anyways, we can improve little by little. Uh, for today, we're going to stop from there. What do you call? Because I'm going. If I do one more question, I'm going to drag it. Oh no, we can do this question. We'll do this. Let's do the question number 30 because that's also a programming question. 31 is regarding SDLC. Do the question number 30 and then stop. Yeah, do the question number 30, all of you. Hmm. This paper is interesting. Those who are done with the question, raise your hands. Oh. It's a very easy paper, man. I wonder why I telling that it's hard. Those are raise your hand Zoom. Those are any questions, drop in the chat. Huh? Tricky compared to ovals. That's fair enough. They make the paper comparatively tricky, but it's not hard. It's just that you should have a strong background in your theory. I mean, in terms of things you learned. Those who done, raise your hands. I'll give you 2 more minutes quick. Actually, 1 more minute. Okay, let's start. The question is saying here, consider the given flow chart. What would be the output of the given flow chart if 3 is given as the input for the base and 4 is given as the input for expression? I don't know what does exp mean. I just read it as expression. Anyways, exp. Read base expression. That means you're going to give value for base, value for expression. Fine. Count equals 1. So there's count and count is basically 1. Then result is equal to 1. So there's a variable called result. The value of result is equal to 1. So what I did is I just followed these two instructions. The first one is read base x. That means give a value for base, give a value for x. I got the values from the question. Then count and results value, the question has already given us. So that's mentioned here and I noted that down as well. Next we are saying result is equal to result into base. So that's a new, so always if you have equation like this, R is equal to R into B, the meaning of this is the new value of R is equal to the current value of R into the current value of B. So currently result is basically 1. Currently base is 3. So that's basically 1 times 3, that is 3. Okay. Then count is equal to count plus 1. So all this time count was 1. Count plus 1 means count is now 2. Then you're going to come and check is count less than or equal to expression. Count is 2. Exp is 4. Is 2 less than or equal to yes. So you're going to go in this direction and follow the condition and follow the instruction saying result is equal result into B. Result is 3. Base is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. So result is 9. Then count equals count plus 1. Count is 2. Count plus 1 is 3. So is count less than or equal to expression? Count is 3. Expression is 4. Is 3 less than or equal to yes? Then result is equal to result into base. Result is 9. Base is 4. 9 times 4, 9, 8. So 9 times 3, 9, 18, 27. Again count equals count plus 1. So 3 plus 1 is 4. Then is count less than expression? Count is 4. Expression is 4. Is 4 less than or equal to 4? Yes. Result equal result into base. Result is 27. Base is 3. 7, 4 and 21. 2 remains. And then 2, 4, 6, 60, 81. Correct. Then count equals count plus 1. 4 plus 1 is 5. Is count less than or equal to 5? Is 5 less than, is count less than or equal to expression? Is 5 less than or equal to 4? No. So come down. Print result. Result is 81. So yeah. Actually, indirectly, I drew something here. What did I draw here? And I was scribbling something here. What did I do here? Exactly. The same dry run without the table. So some of you will ask me, sir, should we draw the dry run? It's taking time, blah, blah, blah. See, this dry run is basically storing the things in a head is too much. So without putting everything on the head, you're just going to give reduce the weight on the head and write on the paper. So you don't have to draw it exactly like a table. You can draw it like this as well. The main idea is recording the values of variables and what you call having a track of the values of the variables in a more uh, easy way. Anyways, if you got that correct, mark it correct, put 1 mark there. Those who have any questions, drop in the chat. Others tell me out of 1 mark here, two, three, four, five. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out of 5 marks, how many marks I got? Those who have any questions, drop in the chat. Good. Any questions, John? Okay, those who have any questions, you can stay and ask. Others, you can leave and run for the day. Not bad. I finished sharp on time, like 2 minutes extra. I thought I would drag around 15 minutes extra. And at least 5, 10 minutes extra minimum. Yes, bye-bye. This paper is easy, man. I don't know what I am finding hard in this paper. You just have a rough paper and a pencil. This paper is easy to do. Have that habit for the seminar as well. Inshallah, inshallah, inshallah. Don't worry. Can you briefly explain the ASCII code? Ah, that you ask. I sorry, I'll tell later, right? Okay, let me explain. So basically, when you take computers, right? Using computers, we can store data as well as we can process data. But the problem is when dealing with what do you call numbers, for example, let's say you want using the computer, let's say you want to add 10 and 5 together, 10 plus 5 together. You know, computers can't understand decimal numbers at once. So normally when the computer is processing this data, these decimal numbers are these decimal numbers are converted to what? Binary. Because we know the computer can understand only binary. Now, in terms of converting numbers, we learned about converting from decimal, octal, hexadecimal to binary, all the stuffs we learned. Okay, those basic number conversion we learned. So in those number conversion, upside it's not imagination, it's a reality. It is existing. What do you call the In those number conversions, did we learn how you can represent words? Like, for example, how can you represent the word called cat? How can you represent words like, for example, your name? Did we learn about how you can represent, how you can convert letters in the alphabet, letters in the English alphabet? Did we learn how to do that into binary? The number conversions we learn, that is basically octal to binary, decimal to binary, and hexadecimal to binary we learned no. In those number conversions, did we learn anything about converting letters? I mean words, like basically other letters. No. Now, hexadecimal, we had some letters, but again, those letters were representing numbers. Those letters were not representing letters. Okay. So here we had only numbers. That's why these are called number conversion. We don't call them as what you call characters or whatever. We just call them number conversion because these are used to convert just numbers only. So with the evolution of computers, we wanted to process data like words. We wanted to process or store symbols. Symbols are like full stop, comma, all those stuffs, right? And certain small some other characters like emojis. So more than words, I'll call this letters, like letters, symbols, emojis, all those stuffs we wanted to process using the computer. So the problem we had is we can't represent them using, I mean, they're not numbers, right? These are basically non-numeric values. So then what they did was they were like, okay, let's create something called as a coding system. Now, initial days, they were dealing with only numbers. Initial days, the computers were dealing with only numbers, and that was decimal numbers. Because if you notice, initially the computer was made as a calculator. So they just wanted to add 10 plus 5, 7 plus 3, 10 minus 5, addition, subtraction, multiplication. That was the main purpose of computers initially. So they had a coding system called as BCD back then. So BCD stands for binary coded decimal. That's basically converting numbers. You're representing every number as binaries. Okay. You're going to represent every numbers in binary formats. So we had a coding system called BCD. Here, but this is used to represent only decimal numbers. Using BCD, you can represent decimal numbers in binary. So it's not the normal decimal to binary conversion. It is not the same as this. Okay, it is not the same as this. It was a different way of representing. I'm not going to talk about that at the moment, but we had a coding system called BCD. So with the evolution, apart from represent decimal numbers in the computer, we also want to represent letters and symbols and all those stuffs. So then they came up with another coding system called as ASCII, which stands for American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Okay. In ASCII, what they did is they were able to represent 128 different characters. Now, for example, in your English alphabet, you have 27 letters, no? Yeah, 27 letters, no? So you can categorize those 27 letters as, we can say 27 simple letters and 27 capital letters. So in terms of English letters itself, we have around 54 in total. Like if you take separately the simple letters and separately the capital letters, in total we have around 54 letters, right? So likewise, there are symbols and there are other characters as well. So in total, ASCII can represent 128 characters. And what they did is for each of these character, they gave a value. So it started from 0 and it went, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 killer. They gave a number for each character. Okay. So when they gave number like this, the letter, capital letter A got the number 65, capital letter B got 66, capital letter C got 67. It went in order. So his letters were given the order. Even for simple letters, it was given the order. So simple letters, I think 97 or 95 or 93. I can't exactly remember, but I think 97 as I can remember. Simple letter A is also had a number like that. So if A is 97, then B will be 98, C will be 99, something like that. Okay. It's in order, but this was given by an institute called ANSI, American National Standard Institute Killer. That's not very important, but yeah. The point is in ASCII, we used to represent letters, symbols, not emojis, but letters and symbols we could represent. Okay. A total of 128 different characters. Right. And then there was a time period where ASCII was not enough. That means 128 characters were not enough. They had more characters they want to represent. Then they had something called ABCDIC. And this followed a different way of representing characters. And here we could represent 256 different characters. With time, we had more and more characters. Like for example, in ABCDIC, we had more characters we can represent. But again, you can represent only, if you take letters, only English letters. So there was a time period where they wanted to store Sinhala, Tamil, Chinese, all these different types of letters, emojis, all those stuffs as well. So then they started something called as Unicode. And using Unicode, there are 65,536 different characters you can represent. Okay. So how these works is at the end of the day, all are representing different values in binary, right? So what happens is, for example, if I have the number called 128, okay, I can represent this in BCD, I can represent this in ASCII, I can represent this in ABCDIC, I can represent this in Unicode. At the end of the day, what's happening in this at the end of the day, what's happening is in BCD, each character is represented using 4 bits. In ASCII, each character is represented using 7 bits. In EBCDIC, each character is represented using 8 bits. In Unicode, each character is represented using 16 bits. So for example, let's leave this number. Let's say I had the word called cat. Okay. Now if you take ASCII, EBC, DIC, these can represent letters, but BCD can't represent letters. BCD can represent only decimal numbers. Keep this in mind, only decimal numbers can. But leaving that thing aside, let's say you want to represent this word called cat in ASCII. What will happen is cat in ASCII, the letter C will be represented using 7 bits, A will be represented using another 7 bits, and letter T will be represented using another 7 bits. So that means, tell me, if I convert cat into binary using ASCII, my final answer will have how many digits will my final answer have? How many binary digits or how many bits will my final answer have in ASCII? Each character, so C is one character, A is one character, T is one character. Each character is going to be represented using 7 bits. 7 bits for B, 7 bits for A, 7 bits for T. So total how many characters I'll have? Exactly, I'll have a total of 21 characters. Same thing, tell me if I do it using the same cat, if I go and represent it using EBCDIC. In EBCDIC, how many characters I'll have in the final answer? The final answer is how many digits? Correct. Here 8 bits for C, 8 bits for A, 8 bits for T. So in total, the final answer is 8, 16, 24. So that's how the coding system works. So now comes the how do you, if you get answer number, how do you convert? Most in a question they give you, they won't give you to convert ABC, you are Unicode, and Unicode they don't easily give you. ASCII they will give you, but EBC and Unicode they don't give you normally. So if they give you a question, what you do is, first of all, you should know, okay, if you want to represent cat, you want to represent cat in binary, and to convert the letter to what you call binary, if you're going to use the ASCII method, ASCII coding method, then first of all, you should know the letter C, letter A, letter T, they don't have a numeric value directly. But I told you earlier that there's an organization called ANSI, which gave a value, right? So that organization I told you gave the value A as 65. So sometimes in the question, they might say A is 65 and find the value of cat in binary. So then you know, okay, if A is 65, that means B is going to be 66. And based on that, you can say C is going to be 67. And likewise, if say, so B, no, if no, A is 65, to get B, you have to add 1, C add 2, D add 3. So likewise, if you go and say for T, how much? So B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T. You have to add 19. So 65 plus 19, that's basically 6, 7, 8, 84. So C is going to be equal to 84. So what I did is I saw A is 65. Based on that, I saw B is 66, C is 67. Just one by one, I went for one letters, and I found out, first of all, the decimal values of each character. Tell me, are you clear about this process? The question is saying, find the value of cat in byte, find the represent the word cat in ASCII codes. And question has given you a hint, A is equal to 65. Okay. Now what happens is we have here the decimal values of every number. A is 65, A C is 67, C is 8, sorry, C is T is 84. Okay, we have the decimal values of each character. Now what we should do is, I told you at the end of the day, ASCII what happens is each character is represented using 7 bits. So what we should do is we have to figure out what are the 7 bits used for cat A, what are the 7 bits used for C, what are the 7 bits used for T. The normal procedure is like this. You take 65, and you convert it from decimal to, because I told you these are decimal numbers, huh? Base 10, base 10, base 10. So you're going to convert this from decimal to binary, the normal process. Like you divide by 2, 2 times 32 is 64, 1 remains. 2 times 16 is 32, 0 remains. 2 times 8 is 16, 0 remains. 2 times 4 is 8, 0 remains. 2 times 2 is 4, 0 remains. 2 times 1 is 2, 0 remains. 2 times 0 is 0, 1 remains. Okay, so if you convert it, you have the answer like this from bottom to top. That's basically 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. So we'll have the answer number 65 as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Same thing if you do for C as well. Take 67, divide by 2. 2 times 33 is 66, 1 remains. 2 times 16 is 32, 1 remains. 2 times 8 is 16, 1, 0 remains. 2 times 4 is 8, 0 remains. 2 times 2 is 4, 0 remains. 2 times 1 is 2, 0 remains. 2 times 0 is 0, 1 remains. So answer is going to be basically 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, double 1. So 1, 4, 5, 6, 1. Yeah. So C is basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Likewise, you can convert T as well. Okay. That's the usual process. So T is basically 84 now. 84 divided by 2. 2 times 42 is 84, 0 remains. 2 times 21 is 42, 0 remains. 2 times 10 is 20, 1 remains. 2 times 5 is 10, 0 remains. 2 times 2 is 4, 1 remain. 2 times 1 is 2, 0 remains. 2 times 0 is 0, 1 remain. And then if you take from bottom to top, you have the answers 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, double 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 0. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, double 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. You'll have the answer. Then you have to put all of them together in the order. So cat means first C, second A, third T, right? So value of C is what? 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Some people they put the base 2 here as well. Not a problem, but yeah, we just keep it together actually. Then A is basically 1. We just keep a space here for our purpose, but in computers there is no space. Huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. And then T. So C first, A second, and T is 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, double 0, base 2. So if you want, you can write actually what happens, all of them are in one word, but for our easy purpose, in your exam papers, they might have like this separately. But actually it's one whole value, right? That's how they do ASCII questions. Is that clear? They'll give you a hint saying A is 65 and they'll give you a word and they'll ask you to represent this word in ASCII. So this is how you do it. Got this part? Yes. But I'll tell you an easy way how to do this question. Let's say they gave you a hint. The question said A is 65 and using this represent cat, represent the word cat. In ASCII. Let's say this is the question you got. Okay. So we got this question. Step number 1, first of all, figure out how much is letter C, how much is letter A, how much is letter T. So that's the first step. Huh? So from that you will know A is 65, B is 67, and T is 84. That's the first step. Second step of conversion is there. There's an easy way of converting. What you do is, if you take ASCII numbers, ASCII recall values, I told you, we're going to represent each of these characters in how many bits? Using how many binary digits? 7. So I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is, starting from right side, I'm going to go right to left. I'm going to write all the place values of a binary number. In binary numbers, place values are 2 to the power 0, 2 to the power 1, 2 to the power 2, 2 to the power 3, 2 to the power 4, 2 to the power 5, and 2 to the power 6. Basically, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. You don't have to write that what you call 2 to the power 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. You don't have to write that. You can just ignore that part. You can directly write all the place values from all the binary place values. These are called the binary place values. Just write it down. Now, tell me to form the number 67. Out of these numbers I have written down, to form the number 67, what are the numbers I should add together? See, by adding what numbers, I can form the number 67. Always start from the largest to smallest. Like we go, what is the largest number I should take, and then go towards the right hand side. Correct. 64 plus 2 is 65, 67 plus 1, 67. The numbers you need to get the number 67. Above that number, just write 1, 1, 1. Below numbers, write 0. 67 in binaries, basically 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 zeros, double 1 base 2. See how you correct? See? So not 4 zeros, 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 67. Yeah, are we correct? If you notice, see here. Why is my screen stuck? That's the same answer we got here. 1, 4 zeros, double 1. Same thing. If we take 65, what are the numbers I should add together to get 65? Always start from the largest number and then see what the next number I should add. Correct. 64 and 1. Both of them put 1, remaining put 0. So answer is 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Similarly, to get 84, what are the numbers I should add together? Always start from the largest number. Like, adding numbers, take, okay, 64 plus what? So what are the numbers I should add together to get 84? Let's see. 64 plus, if I take 64 plus 32, that's going to be 64, 74, 84, 94, 96. If I add these two, 96. So can I add 32? No. If I take 64 plus 16, that's going to be 64, 70, 80. So yes, so 64 plus 60 is 80. 64, 70, 80. 80. I had to add 4 more. To add 4 more, I just need this fellow, 4. Okay, so 64 plus 16 plus 1. See, what I did here is, if you notice, I was adding little by little. First of all, I took 64, the largest number. I added 32. The problem is the number is big, so I ignored it. I added the next number, 16. So once I had 60, how much I got? 80. So that's why I wrote, okay, 64 plus 16 is 80. I need 4 more. Added 1 to get 4. Just for the remaining numbers, write 0. Your answer is basic 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, double 0, base 2. Simple. This is how we do as what they call the fastest way to do ASCII. You don't have to do all this conversion little by little. Same answer you're getting. And then you put all of them together and write like this. Cat is this. Got it? It's 84 now. Yeah. So same answer you got here. 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, double 0. 634 plus, sorry, 64 plus 16 plus 4. 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 plus 4 is 14. 1 remains. 6, 7, 8. 84. Yeah, yeah. So that's the fastest way in doing these questions. But yeah, both any method you find do, it's not a problem. Your wish. But that's why we finally ask you questions. Any other questions, anyone? From here, actually. Other parts are grade 10. This remaining parts are yesterday's class. So your class is from here. Okay. I'm done. Anyone have any questions? Okay, as there's no other questions, I'm going to end the meeting. Have a nice day.